What's up guys, Al here from AM Training. So today is the 7th day of instinct training, and by instinct training I'm pretty much doing whatever the hell I want kind of training, but specifically things that I feel are kind of a hole in my training. So I'm going back to pause deadlifts because I hate them, and most likely if you hate something, most likely you need it, and that's what I think I'm doing here. Kind of like how vegetables, I don't like vegetables, but I know I need them, so I tend to blend it up all in the morning and try to drink my vegetables that way. I do almost a spinach, broccoli, and what's the other one I use? Spinach, broccoli, and kale kind of mix, and I kind of blend that with like either green tea or apple juice depending on what I feel like, and that kind of gets me my kind of vegetables for the day kind of thing. So I was just warming up with 315, that previous set for 5. This one I'm gonna work myself up to a heavy 3x3, and I'm still doing double pauses. This one is 375, and it feels pretty good. My back isn't rounding as much, is feeling a little bit more confident than the last time I did these. You saw last time, last week on a Thursday, I did these also. So this time I am doing the same thing, but now I'm upping the weight, and still really trying to maintain that nice tight back, and definitely not doing these with a belt. Alright, moving on to the second set. This is my second work set here, and I don't know if you can see this, but I was kind of laughing because I was hoping that my camera wouldn't really catch my ashy knees. It almost looks like it's chalk, but it's not chalk, it's all my ashy knees. I didn't lotion up that day, so this one, same thing happening here. I'm really trying to extend my arms, but you know, maybe my ashy knees help me pull up against my shins. It was almost acting like baby powder. That's how ashy my knees were. Alright, last working set of the pause deadlifts, and still chalked up, so my hands are all chalked up and ready to pull. And hopefully you don't see any chalk on my shorts, because kind of throughout the whole training I was kind of pulling my underwear because it was a little bit tighter. I don't know what was going on. My underwear didn't feel right that day, so I almost have like chalk marks on my, I almost got caught chalk handed with me picking my wedgie, or even at my crotch, because I'll call it chalk cock. Basically I was trying to get rid of all that wedgie in the front of by the groin, but you know what I'm talking about, guys. So my friend is training with me, and he's trying to be consistent with training, but he's very inconsistent really, but that's why I decided to do some sumo dynamic lifts here. So I'm trying to concentrate on speed here. It's lightweight, 275. This is his work set, and I just kind of joined in for a nice quick one here. Wanted to really try to ingrain the sumo pattern in my head, because I probably pulled sumo probably less than 50 times, really. 50, I don't know if you want to count narrow sumo, because narrow sumo, it feels pretty conventional to me. So I'd say sumo pulls I probably totaled about maybe 50-60 times in my life. Alright, so I pretty much got my work set done, and I also did some dynamic work, and I was kind of missing pulling heavy. So I wanted to still continue to do sumo pulls, but I still wanted to pull a little bit heavier, at least on the heavier side. This is 405. I know I could have done more, but I still wanted to keep my back nice and neutral, and really wanted to concentrate on form. So everything felt pretty good. The thing that people were commenting and saying that my sumos look pretty good, but they shouldn't feel awkward, you know, but they still felt awkward just because I think it's my crooked knees. I still owe you guys a crooked knee shot, but I think it's my knees kind of get in the way, and they almost cave in when I go super wide like that. I used to be a wide squatter, but I think with my crooked knees it was a little bit harder on my knees to try to push my knees out. Alright, moving on to the bench press, of course. I get a lift off here from my friend, and previous to this, this is my first set of 225 for 5, really trying to concentrate on the pause. And previously we were both laughing because I feel like we were both kind of teabagging each other, because we're helping each other kind of unload, and it's almost impossible to not teabag the person. You kind of not try not to think about it, but you know it's gonna happen. You're pretty close there when you're unracking. I try to go to the side and help them unrack sideways, but he was still saying that he was getting my junk in his face. But you know, it's not my fault. My junk is big. What can I say? So basically these two were my work sets. I really did 5x5, but now you're seeing the last set here of my bench press, and really had good leg drive in this particular run. That's what I was remembering. I had great leg drive. It felt nice and secure, and I was really tired. I think the fourth set was probably a little bit sloppier than my fifth one, because I really concentrated on driving through with my legs. And of course I'm doing slingshot work. This is 225. This was my work set for the pause lifts, but this time I'm gonna rep out a little bit. I think I pretty much was doing 3x8, but on my last set I ended up doing 10. And it's funny because with this particular weight, it was hard for me to touch my chest with the bar because of the slingshot was so tight, and I was really trying to pull. I almost had to row the weight to my chest, which is kind of a good cue, because I know a lot of lifters say that's how you want to stay tight. You want to really row the bar to your chest and also explode through. You want to explode through the bench. So row the bar to your chest and explode through the bench, and that will help maintain the tightness in your back. And those are a couple of cues that have helped me before. Alright guys, moving on to the last accessory work of the day. This is bent over barbell rows, and on the bar it's 185. I plan to do it. I did it for 5x10, and I'm coughing up a storm. I was coughing up a storm prior to this set, just because I feel like the more tired I am, and also a combination with the protein shake, it tends to make me want to gag. I don't know if you guys still like the taste of protein shakes. I absolutely hate protein shakes because you know, if you've been bulking for a good amount of time like I have, maybe 5-6 years of straight protein shakes of like 3 a day at least, you tend to get pretty tired of the taste. But anyways, other than that, thanks again for watching. Train hard, train smart, guys.